We're kicking off with WWE NXT, which will premiere on the CW network next week, with fans excited to see what's in store for the Gold brand in this new era. 2 title matches, a street fight, and an appearance by CM Punk have already been confirmed, and fans can expect a more envelope-pushing show this coming Tuesday in Chicago. On the CW's website, NXT is listed as a TV-14 rated show, breaking from WWE's usual PG product, and we'll have to see how much NXT will do with this new rating. While WWE will be taking NXT on the road very soon, the Gold brand will still have a base at the Performance Center, albeit with a new look in store. According to Fightful's Corey Brennan, the NXT set was dismantled following this week's show, which served as the last NXT on the USA Network after 5 years. There are plans to give the NXT set a fresh look, though it's unclear whether these changes will be updates to the current design or an entirely new set for the show. How do you think NXT will change with this new rating? Does the Gold brand need to even change anything from what it's been doing? Give your thoughts below. Over to AEW, as the Grand Slam Collision took place last night and seemingly saw confirmation about the next challenger to TNT champion Jack Perry. On the show, the Scapegoat retained his title against the returning Minoru Suzuki in an open challenge, and Perry attacked the Japanese icon after the match. That was until Katsuyori Shibata came out to make the save, and Perry fled with his TNT championship as AEW teased that Shibata will be next for the champion. Shibata stared down Perry, another sign that a title feud between the two is coming, but with Perry having the Elite on his side, things won't be easy for Shibata in this angle. Is this a match you'd like to see? Should Shibata be the one to end Perry's reign as AEW TNT champion? Let us know down in the comments. We've got some sad news from CJ Perry now, as the former WWE and AEW star is asking for prayers for her family who have been affected by floods. On Twitter, Perry shared that her mother had been left stranded due to Hurricane Helene and that her father is similarly being kept away by the difficult weather. She writes, "Please be praying for my parents. My mom has been stranded in her house in Roane, Tennessee from all the flooding, and my dad took this video and says flooding is rising and can't leave the area to get to my mom." Perry also shared a chilling video of the deadly tropical cyclone that her father sent, as Hurricane Helene is proving to be highly dangerous and seriously affecting lives. As for Perry, she hasn't been seen in wrestling since parting ways with AEW this year, and 2024 also saw her and Miro announce their split after over 7 years of marriage. This is clearly a scary situation for Perry's family, as well as all affected by Hurricane Helene, and we're sending our best wishes to all involved at this difficult time. Last night, WWE hosted a live event in Columbus, Georgia, and the show opened up with the brand new Intercontinental Champion, Jey Uso, in action. In his first defense since winning the gold on Raw, Jey retained against Bron Breakker in another setback for the second-generation wrestler. It'll be interesting to see where Bron goes from here, as it's been reported that a face turn is in the works, but for now, Breakker's efforts to regain the Intercontinental title are in vain. The show also saw the Wyatt Six make their in-ring debut at a WWE live event, as the faction beat American Made with Eric Rowan pinning Julius Creed. After the match, Uncle Howdy hit his sister Abigail on Chad Gable, and with this feud seemingly finished, it'll be interesting to see where both sides go from here. With the release of Netflix's Mr. McMahon docuseries, plenty has been said about WWE's former CEO and the many controversies tied to his name. McMahon has been accused of plenty over the years, including sexual assault and more, but did the former chairman of the board ever turn to potential murder? Appearing on the Power and Glory podcast, former WWE star Mario Mancini claimed that McMahon had someone specifically to handle dirty tasks. He said, "There was only one known hitman for Vince, and he's still alive, so I don't really want to say his name, but he took care of his dirty work. There's only one." It should be stated that this is right now only a claim, and short of Mancini providing some hard evidence, or at least naming the alleged killer, his claim should be taken with a grain of salt. Nevertheless, McMahon's legacy has been forever changed in recent years, and with Janelle Grant's lawsuit still in the works, McMahon's days of controversy aren't over yet. The last time Powerhouse Hobbs wrestled, it was part of the April 24th Dynamite, where he lost to Jon Moxley, during which he sustained a knee injury. Hobbs, a former TNT champion, would undergo surgery for the setback, and it's been reported in recent weeks that he's been spotted backstage at AEW tapings. Now in an update, Sean Ross Sapp reports on Fightful Select that Hobbs is cleared to wrestle after undergoing through extensive in-ring testing as part of the standard clearance process. At the time he was sidelined, Hobbs was involved with Don Callis, and with Callis having his own issues with Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, this may be the perfect time to bring Hobbs back to TV. More from NXT is Giulia will challenge for the NXT Women's Championship on next week's show, a huge opportunity for the Japanese star who debuted just a few weeks ago. WWE clearly sees Giulia as a top star already, but on Busted Open Radio, Bully Ray had a critique and shared what Giulia should be working on. He said, "I know I need to see more personality out of Giulia. Have her cut promos in Japanese, but have that fire. We've seen it from Asuka, it can work. When Asuka cuts her promos, she has a lot more fire. She's a lot more vibrant, there's a lot more personality. Stare down the barrel of that camera, speak in Japanese, and let me know that you are going to defeat Roxanne, because that's what Paul Heyman would have told her to do." Having solid mic skills is almost essential for a wrestler to succeed in WWE, and while English is not her first language, Giulia will be expected to cut promos, especially if she's champion. What do you think of what Bully Ray had to say? Do you feel Giulia needs to display more personality? Sound off in the comments section below. On this week's NXT, Stephanie Vaquer interrupted a segment between Giulia and Roxanne Perez, teasing that she'll be waiting for whoever holds the NXT Women's title soon enough. Vaquer and Giulia have joined WWE with years of experience in wrestling, but are adjusting to WWE's system, while Tiffany Stratton had no wrestling experience before joining the Performance Center. Speaking to the Daily Star, Stratton was enthusiastic about the possibility of facing Vaquer and Giulia, saying it'd provide exciting opportunities for her and the fans. Stratton is also excited to see talented women join the division and is looking forward to showcasing her WWE-developed skills against some of the best in the world. Like Giulia and Vaquer, expectations are high for Miss Money in the Bank, and could these three one day have matches on WWE TV? Time will tell. When Enzo Amore was released from WWE in 2018, it came amid controversy and reports of backstage heat as the Certified G seemingly mastered getting under the skin of others. Amore was released due to allegations of sexual assault, but was not liked in WWE before then, with the typically mellow Roman Reigns once kicking him off a tour bus. On Grilling JR, Jim Ross was asked about Amore joining AEW and believes the former Cruiserweight champion would be a great fit despite the past. He said, "Yeah, of course I think so, why not? Like I said earlier, it's the same concept. You don't turn your back on talented people if they want to come and contribute to your company. And you know, again, Enzo brings a little baggage, but he's colorful, he's talented, and the upside, I mean, he's not going to be a big investment to get on the roster, but over the long haul, he can certainly earn a lot of money. He's got that look, which is very unique. He's talented as hell. He played a little college football. He's an athlete and a good athlete. So why not give him a shot? You never know what's going to hit. And look at this. Put that slide back up there. Look at how he's outfitted himself. I think that's important to realize. He's thinking, he's trying to reinvent and be different." Ultimately, it'll be Tony Khan's decision as to whether an offer is made to Enzo, but if he does join AEW, it could lead to a reunion with his former tag partner, Big Bill. Do you want to see Enzo Amore make his way to AEW in the future? Let us know in the comments section below. For years, we've seen unfortunate photos from AEW shows of talented wrestlers competing in front of throngs of empty seats, but why does AEW insist on these size of locations? According to Fightful Select, AEW chooses not to scale down to smaller venues for several reasons, including venue amenities, accessibility, and parking availability. AEW also appreciates having the ability to expand seating as needed, as they also factor in the effectiveness of mailing lists and the adequacy of concession staff when choosing locations. While AEW has its reasons for these venues, critics will continue to point at these arenas, often sparsely filled, as an issue with the company and a slight on its creative direction. A near-empty show is an unappealing visual, and AEW tickets struggle to keep pace with the choice of venues, but expect AEW to stick with these locations despite what comes out online. More from Netflix, as the first Raw on the streaming giant will take place on January 6, 2025, and it's already been confirmed that John Cena will help transition Raw to its new home. This will kick off Cena's retirement tour that will conclude in December of next year, and fans can expect to see plenty of Mr. You Can't See Me very soon. On the Dirty Sheets podcast, it was shared that WWE's plans for John Cena to be on Netflix full-time when Raw makes the move to streaming in a handful of months. The report also adds that The Rock and Roman Reigns won't be appearing on Netflix as part of Raw as initially promised due to scheduling conflicts and other reasons. While The Rock was crucial in securing the Netflix deal and promised that he and Reigns would appear, neither have been confirmed for the platform as of this time. With that said, it was reported that discussions are ongoing within WWE about how to get The Rock and Reigns on Netflix, and that The Rock also played a role in Cena's return. John's comeback is a one-year deal, during which he is planned to make 35 appearances for WWE, and his work on Raw will balance Roman Reigns and The Rock being on SmackDown. The idea is that since Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline are on SmackDown, that is where The Rock and Reigns will be, but as we said, discussions are ongoing about how to bring them to Raw. While Netflix might accept Cena as a suitable replacement for the entire year of 2025, the report adds that Rock and Roman are expected to appear on at least the first episode of Raw on Netflix. WWE has huge stars at its disposal, but booking them for Raw is proving easier said than done. And what do you make of all this? Let us know down in the comments below. And we're ending with some NXT news, as on September 20th episode of NXT Level Up, Shiloh Hill went up against Mark Coffey from the Gallus faction. Coffey emerged victorious, pinning Hill after delivering a powerful bullhammer elbow strike. During the slow-motion replays, viewers noticed something fly out of Hill's mouth after the hit. When the camera returned to the ring, it revealed Hill in the corner with a noticeable gap where one of his incisor teeth used to be. The missing tooth was also seen on the ring canvas after it flew out during the match. A fan then took to Twitter and asked Shiloh Hill whether he was able to find his tooth that flew out during the match. Hill confirmed that he was able to locate it. What's your view on Shiloh Hill's tooth flying out during his match? Is this the first time you witnessed something like this? Sound off in the comments below.